All right, welcome to a 10-minute mobility workout so that you can give yourself and your body, your muscles and your joints a little bit of love on this Valentine's Day, or really any day. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get started. I want you to come on to all fours, and then I want you to take your fingertips, spread your fingers wide, your middle finger is pointing forward. I want you to take the soles of your feet, or really the sides of your feet, put them together, and we're going to bring our hands forward and our glutes towards our heels and press down into child's pose. We're just going to get started by just allowing yourself to be present on the mat or the floor or wherever you are, pressing your hands, your palms of your hands into the ground, pressing your chest as much as you can towards the mat, and then pulling your fingertips forwards and your glutes back, really feeling that opposition as you bring your chest closer and closer to the floor. Pause here. It's just 10 minutes that you're going to give to yourself. Hopefully it's more, but for right now, it's just the 10 minutes together here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and come up onto all fours, walk our hands back, set up onto all fours, feet align with our knees facing forward. We're going to do a cat-cow. So you're going to push the crown of your head towards your glutes and feel that incredible stretch in your spine. And then you're going to reverse that, make yourself into an angry cat, pushing the mat away. Really push the mat away from your body and then scoop and do the opposite. A few more cat-cows. We only have 10 minutes. It's amazing how fast 10 minutes can go. Working with your breath, moving at a pace that works for you. Okay, and now we're going to add some movement into this all four position. So exaggerating that movement, bending in your elbows, moving in a few circles in one direction. And then taking it in the opposite direction. So again, opening up your hips, opening up your arms, pressing into that mat. You can make those circles as big as you want or as small as they need to be, but allowing some freedom in the movement. Just feeling everything start to open up. Okay, go ahead, come back to all fours. I want you to tuck your toes underneath. Now just walk up a little bit. And now we're going to press back into downward facing dog. So you're just going to press your chest towards the tops of your thighs. And then I want you just to very slowly exaggerate pedaling out one heel after the other. Ideally, you can get your heel to the ground, but that might not be where you're at right now. So just a few more pedals. And then we're going to stand up tall, grow a little bit, and then press back down into downward facing dog. Heels to the ground. I want you to think about pushing your chest towards the tops of your thighs, putting pressure equally through the palms of your hands and your fingertips, screwing your elbows forward towards the front of the room, feeling that nice opening in the hamstrings. Few more breaths here. And now we're going to cat tilt forward into a high plank. And then go ahead and set your knees down and go ahead, press back into downward facing dog one more time. No, into child's pose, pardon. All right, back into downward facing dog, moving through all fours into downward facing dog. Left leg comes to the center line. Right leg sweeps the sky. I want you to open up your hip and do 3 circles in one direction and then 3 circles in the opposite direction. On the third time around, you're going to press back up into that 3-legged dog, and then you're going to take your right leg on the outside of your right hand. So now you're in a long runner's lunge. You're going to drop that back leg, put the tops of your left foot towards the ground, sit up nice and tall, and then lean into that stretch, opening up the hip flexor, your left hip flexor, and just feeling a nice hip opener. You can choose to add a little bit of movement. You can stay static, whatever feels right for you. Now frame your right foot with your hands and lean back, drawing your toes to your nose in a nice hamstring stretch, counter pose. Few breaths here. Return that right foot to the ground, frame that foot, press back into three-legged dog. Return to the ground with both feet. Walk the right foot to the center line, the left leg sweeps high, opening up that hip, and then drawing those circles, 3 in each direction. Switch directions. And now, again, touching the sky and bringing that left leg to the outside of the left hand, dropping that back leg, sitting up nice and tall, and feeling that hip flexor stretch on the opposite side. Let's go ahead, add that movement if you want, or just stay where you're at, making sure your hips are pointing forward. You have 2 flashlights, they're facing forward. Counter stretch, we frame that left foot with our hands. We sit back into that hamstring, drawing our toes to our nose as best as we can. All right, let's let that go. Hands come to either side of the left foot, curling the toes under, pressing back. One more time, touching the sky, coming back into downward facing dog. And now I want you to walk your hands towards your feet and your feet towards your hands. And you're going to come into a ragdoll. You're going to take your left arm and grab your right elbow, your right arm and grab your left elbow. Now what's important here is you get your chest to your thighs. So you put a little bit of bend in your legs and you let it all hang low, but it's okay to have, and it is important to have that bend in your legs unless you're super duper stretchy. Feel that incredible opener on the back of our legs and our hamstrings, which are very tight as endurance athletes. Go ahead, release palms to the ground and slowly come up 1 vertebrae at a time until you are standing. We're going to go ahead and make our way to a seated position. We're going to do some spinal twisting. I'm going to face you guys. You're going to take your left leg, put it forward. You're going to take your right leg over your left leg, sit up nice and tall. Left arm comes to the outside of right leg. Look over your shoulder. Feel a nice spinal twist there. You can draw your belly button to your spine. As you pull your abs in, you'll be able to look a little bit farther over your shoulder. Nothing is forced. Use your breath. All right, go ahead, release that. Shake the legs out. Opposite leg, right leg goes forward, left leg crosses over, right arm comes to the outside. Look over your shoulder. Again, sit up nice and tall, drawing that belly button to the spine, looking over the shoulder. And let's go ahead and release that. Now I want you to come into a low squat, a Valasana squat. This is a really good one, okay? So elbows come to the inside of our legs. We sit up nice and tall. The goal is to have your heels on the floor, okay? So really sitting low and pressing with our elbows, pressing our legs open. This can be intense if you're not used to this. Just hang here for a few more seconds. Breathe through that. Go ahead and place your hands on the ground. Walk them around behind you. Put your legs out in front. It's going to be a little bit over. It's going to be about 11 minutes. Let's be for real. Okay, lay back down. Right leg comes over your body. Sorry. And you're going to look towards your left. No. Right leg comes over, you're going to look towards your right. Nice little spinal twist there. Straighten your legs out, opposite side. So left leg goes to right, look towards the left. I'm running into the wall here, but ideally you can get your leg down and you can open up a little bit. All right, feet go to the width of the mat and you're gonna windshield wiper your legs just to sort of shake it out, loosen it up one more time. If you wanted to add more here and you have the time, I would thread the needle on either side for really another nice hip and glute opener. But if you're out of time, let's go ahead and put our legs straight. Hands reach to the opposite wall, full body stretch. Really stretch those toes like you're trying to push your hands and your feet through the opposite walls. And then relax, bring your arms to your side, palms face the ceiling, let it go. You can stay here as long as you have the time. I would encourage you, I would even implore you or challenge you to try and stay here longer than this video will last. See if you can do it. You can close your eyes and enjoy this 10-minute practice that you really can do at the start of the day, at the end of your day, or anywhere you can fit it in.